Hey, what's up everyone, my name is Gazaby, welcome back to the vlog. Super quick intro today. I'm giving away 1% of my main event action completely free. All you have to do is watch the vlog, answer the question later, click the sub button. It's as simple as that. You could be in with a chance of winning 1% of my main event action. If I don't win anything, I'm still going to give away $100, so get your answers in later in the vlog. On to today's session, really fun one. Hope you guys enjoy. Alright guys, after that massive main event announcement, let's get into today's vlog. So we're playing 5-10 to begin, but the straddles will be popping off a little later on. First hand of note, I look down at 8-6 of clubs in the low jack and decide to raise to $50. This is very loose, but the hijack is literally picking up his cards ready to fold, and the straddle is a non-pro, so it's not as crazy as it looks. We're basically opening in the hijack, which is one position too wide. Sure enough, I get exactly what I want. Everyone else folds, but the straddle makes the call. We go heads up to the flop. It's king 6-3 with 2 clubs. I've got second pair and a flush draw, so I decide to c-bet here for $40, and the straddle makes the call. The turn is the 4 of spades. No immediate help to me, but I decide to push my equity a little bit here, make a bit of a merged bet and barrel again for $150, and again the straddle makes the call. The river is the ace of hearts. He checks it on over to me. I've got some showdown value here, so I just check it on back, and he shows me king 10 offsuit to win the pot. Perhaps a little too loose here in the first hand of the day, sending me down $280 early on. Next up, I'm in the straddle with king queen offsuit. My buddy JP raises on the button to $50. There's a French player in the big blind who makes the call. I think we have a very clear squeeze here, so I make it $275 to go, and we actually see both players make the call here. We're going 3 ways to a very bloated pot. It comes down king 9-5 with 2 diamonds. Great start with top pair on a wet board multi-way. I c-bet for $275. JP gets out of the way, but the French guy isn't going anywhere just yet. He actually makes it $800 to go. I up his stack, and I don't love it, but after the $800 raise, he's only got about $800 behind, so I decide to just go ahead and stick it in. As expected, he makes the call. I ask if he wants to go once or twice. He says, sacre bleu, oui, we go twice. He's got ace, jack, and diamond, so we're ahead just now, hoping to hold twice here. Over to you, dealer.
Yeah.
Dwan and Justin, 5-10 in the border, 4-card yellow. Dwan and Justin.
Nice hold on the first run out, a safe second turn, but alas, the river on the second run out saves my opponent from getting stacked, and we end up chopping this one up. Chopping up JP's money is never a bad thing. Moving on now, next up I have the one and only pocket aces under the gun. I raise it on up to $50. It falls to the straddle, who puts in the re-raise, but it's a very small re-raise. He makes it $150 to go. I'm of course going to put in the 4-bet here. I decide to make it $500 to go. We're 3k effective to start the hand, so I think my size is good here. He thinks for about 10 seconds, and rather devastatingly, he just folds his hand. I was super convinced he had a really strong hand there after that small 3-bet, but alas, it's just a small pot coming my way, hoping for a bigger one after the re-raise. We've got some nice straddles on the go now after a slow start to the day, and for this next hand, I am in the double straddle with ace-queen offsuit. Beautiful double straddle hand. The hijack raises to $100. A young, aggressive kid from the UK makes it $275 to go on the button. I put in the cold 4-bet to $625 from the double straddle. I'm attacking this young kid's wide range. Unfortunately for me though, the hijack is going to move all in for $1,275 total. Really didn't bank on that happening. The kid folds, and I don't love it, but this player's a bit of a loose goose, and it's only like $600 more to call, so I sigh, I make the call. Running it twice here versus a mystery hand. Gonna need some help here from the dealer.
What am I up against? Ace high. Still ace high. Yes. What am I up against?
This Daytona, I got it at auction.
Kings and kings.
Wow. You're good. Nice hand.
I thought I needed some help, but I was actually way ahead and somehow find a way to lose both. That king on the second river is like a dagger through the heart. Big sigh, but what can you do? Next up, I'm on the button with ace-9 offsuit. The hijack limps in for $40, and I isolate on the button to $200. This is the bottom of my isolating range, and it would normally be a bit too loose. I would normally go ace-10 offsuit plus, but this player is a bit of a loose passive goose, so we'll be in there with a much wider range than he should be. So I think ace-9 offsuit is just about okay to isolate. He makes the call, and we see the flop come down king 10-4 with 2 diamonds. I decide to see about $135 here, opting for a one and done strategy if I get called, which Obviously, I do. The turn is a 6. He checks to me, and like I say, one and done. I just check it on back. The river is another 4, and now he leads out for $250. I don't know why, but I've got a real urge to call here, even though it would be a very ambitious call. Something is just telling me that I should make the call. I think over for about a minute or so, telling him that I really want to make a light call, but eventually I come to my senses and just fold my hand. He actually windmills the bluff across the table. He's got ace-8 offsuit. He's got me off of a chop here somehow. I can't seem to get much going here today. Thankfully, we've got some awesome straddles on the go. There's some clips from my Instagram stories from today's game where I've got a couple of $80 straddles on the go, a couple of $160 straddles on the go. I did the $40 once or twice. I'm not rich enough to straddle to $160. Next up, the $40 straddle is on, and the under the gun player posts his $10 after coming back from the bathroom. He then calls the $40 under the gun, and I decide to isolate him this time with King 7 of hearts. I make it $150 to go. It's a really loose range he's going to have that posts $10 under the gun and then just sort of says fuck it and calls for 40. So I think isolating King 7 of hearts is just about okay. It falls all the way around to him, and of course he makes the call. The flop is ace jack 4 rainbow. I thought about c-betting here with my entire range, but given my lack of equity and his limp call with ace 8 earlier, I decide to just check it on back. The turn is the Queen of Hearts, and he checks again. My plan was to delay c-bet, and this is a good card to do it on, so I bet out for $225, and after a few seconds, he makes the call. The river is a deuce, nothing changes at all, and he checks again. I decide to try and make him fold all of his one pair hands like Queen 10 offsuit or his pair plus flush draw hands, so I bet again for $425, and after a few seconds, he makes the call. I tell him he wins. He turns over Queen 4 of hearts. Dealer, where were all the hearts, my friend? Down $2,600 for the day, but I don't think I'm playing too badly here. Maybe a little loose with my isolates, but not spewing it off by any means. Next up, I'm in the small blind with ace 10 offsuit. Under the gun raises to $50, and the button makes the call. Under the gun is the king queen all-in guy from earlier, and the button is the queen 4 suited limp call guy. I wouldn't normally squeeze here, but given the wideness of both players' ranges, I think this is a bit of a print squeeze here, so I make it $275 to go from the small blind. Under the gun makes the call, and the button gets out the way. We go heads up to the flop. It's Queen 9-7 rainbow. I decide not to c-bet here. I've got no backdoor flush draw, just a backdoor straight draw, so I just check it on over to my opponent. Happy to see him just check it on back. The turn is a 10. I can go both ways here. I like exploitatively betting small. I don't mind checking as well. I decide to check this time, and my opponent just checks it on back. The river is a really annoying jack. I was for sure value betting on a brick, but this is not a brick, and now 4-liner to a straight on board. We both check once more, and hence I have a 10. He says it's good, and he looks a little disappointed as he mucks. Very sure he had a low pair there. Next up is a really fun hand. I'm just going to play it from the beginning. It's against my buddy JP. I really hope you guys enjoy this.
60.
60 raise.
You from the UK?
I'm from Scotland, yeah.
I feel like we haven't played it past.
If you check dark, I'll bet dark.
Check.
75.
In line.
Wait, raise dark. Oh, sorry, no, you get you single queen.
Last call for Justin C. 510 unlimited at King Clown.
You're such a... Why would you do that? Call. If you check dark, I'll bet dark. Wait. If you check dark, I'll bet dark. 10.
How was that?
Don't be that guy and raise. Don't be a dick.
That's what my strategy tells me.
No,
That's what the sim does.
How much is it?
6.
6. Alright, I call. If you check dark, I'll bet dark. Okay?
Okay. I
Check.
check.
I'm kidding.
No way. No.
Play normal.
What time, right?
No.
Oh,
Play
yeah,
normal.
I was joking, so that's not...
Check.
I win. Oh my lord.
Too fair.
This
good.
would be the greatest solo roll ever.
No. You win. You win. Nice.
Lots of fun with my buddy JP there. I wish I had made my river sneak check binding, but I gave him the option to do A1 and he was too busy laughing to value bet. Definitely saved myself some money there for sure. It's now time for our 1% main event giveaway. All you have to do to win 1% of anything that I win in the main event is tell me in the comments below how much you think I will bag on day 1 of the main event. The closest guess wins. That's all you got to do. We're starting with 60k. We're playing 5 levels. How much do you think I will bag on day one in the main event, the closest guest wins. Remember, you must be subbed to the channel. I don't want anyone to miss out because they're not subscribed. So go ahead and click the sub button to be sure that you don't miss out. Even if I don't cash, I'll still give away $100 to someone. So get your guesses in the comments below. All right, back to today's vlog. And next up, I've got pocket jacks in the small blind. It falls round to me and I raise it on up to $60. The straddle is a fan of the vlog and he actually 3-bet jams for $1,900. I am really surprised by this. I asked for a count and as the dealer is counting out his stack, he tells me, don't call. I'm really not sure what to do about this. It's very out of character for this player to just go ahead and open rip. He's been playing really well so far today. He tells me again that I should just let my hand go. I hope I'm not being owned by like 7 deuce or something for the vlog. But I don't know why, I decide to believe this guy and eventually let my hand go. He turns over his hand. He's got pocket kings. I really didn't expect that. I wasn't sure what was going on, but maybe he was trying to do like a reverse tell or something to get himself paid off. It's worked out really well for me, and I only lose $60 in this hand when it could have been a lot worse. I'm doing a lot of saving money today, which is never a bad thing. Next up, we have a PLO double board bomb pot hand. There's a lady in the game who's relatively new to them. She's on the button, and I am 2 positions to her right. I've got pocket 9s and not a lot else here. We check it on over to her on the flop and she bets out for $150. I decide to call and we see these 2 turns roll off. I check again and she bets again, this time for $500. I don't love it. I could be drawing really thin here, but again, I make the call with the chance of improving on both boards. The 2 rivers roll off, no help to me, and now she shoves for $1,075 on the river. Really annoying spot here. I'm very tempted to call, but I know that calling for a half is disastrous very often in these things. So after about a minute or so of tanking, I sigh, I be disciplined, I make the fold. She excitedly tells me good fold because she had it on both boards. She's got 6-4-4-3 for a flopped straight and a rivered set. The one time I don't call for half and I would have gotten half. Big sigh from me here. No time to dwell on it though, because soon after this I'm in the big blind with ace king offsuit. Under the gun raises to $50. The player to his left makes the call and I put in a nice squeeze here. This time I've actually got a good hand. I make it $275 to go. Under the gun makes the fold, but middle position is going to make the call. We go heads up to the flop. It's king 9-5 with 1 club. Great start with top pair, top kicker. I see bet my hand for $210 and my opponent makes the call. The turn is the 3 of clubs, flush draw now possible. I bet again, this time for $600. And after about 40 seconds or so, my opponent makes the call. The river is an ace, really nice river to give me 2 pair, but hoping it's not going to kill my action here, I fake tank for a little while before announcing that I'm all in for around $700 or so. My opponent goes deep into the tank. He's muttering away to himself, really thinking over his decision. He actually tanks for so long. He tanks for about 5 minutes or so. And in the end, my buddy JP ends up calling the clock on him. This is a rare sight in cash games. I don't think JP is trying to do anything here to help me get paid or anything like that. It was just a long-ass tank from my opponent. I don't mind it. He's clearly got a big decision. It's for all his chips. I was happy to sit there and let him think. But JP calls the clock. Before the floor comes over, my opponent makes up his mind. He calls! Let's go! Finally winning a big one here at the 3rd time of asking. My opponent looks a little disappointed in himself after he sees my hand. He actually told the table later that he had king queen, so the river didn't really change anything for me. This is going to take me down to only $1,200 for the day, close to being back to even. I play for a little longer, but no other hands of note occur, so in the end I tap the table and head to the cashier, booking a loss of only $1,250 for the day. Not the end of the world considering we were down a bit more than that at one point. That's going to do it, guys. I didn't record an outro. Thanks very much for watching. If you enjoyed this session, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below for the main event giveaway. Until next time, good luck at the tables, and I'll see you next time.